Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise, and today I'm bringing you another one of my weapon previews. This time around, we're going to be taking a look at the hammer because I figured it would be a good follow-up to the hunting horn. So what is the hammer all about in Monster Hunter Rise? And very much like I mentioned in previous guides for World and Iceborne, the hammer is a weapon that's all about judging the length of an opening the enemy gives you. Because if you have a long opening, you can opt to go for a longer combo. If you have a smaller opening, you have to go for a smaller combo. The second most important thing about hammer is how good your aim is, because you know most of the hits you're going to want to hit them in the head so that you get those sweet stuns, and after you get those KOs, you want to get in there and crack that skull wide open, and it feels incredibly satisfying. Now, you guys know that ever since I watched the showcase for the hammer, the one that Capcom presented to us ahead of this demo, I've been pretty hyped about that move, the Impact Crater, because it just looked so incredibly satisfying. And today, you guys are here to figure out, is it just looks, or does it actually feel as satisfying as it looks, Rurikhan? What I can tell you is that it feels more satisfying than it looks, particularly if you get that sweet sound right when you get that ability off. It's so good. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the basics. What are the combos that are available to the hammer user in Monster Hunter Rise? Well, you have your basic attack combo, which is done by spamming the X button. Gives you 2 downward slams followed by a golf swing, which is pretty much what we had in World. As a matter of fact, the moveset is very similar to World. However, the move that gives us access to the Big Bang combo is slightly modified. So you guys know if you press A, you're going to get this side attack. But if you press it again, you're going to go into the first step of the Big Bang combo. Now, some of you that maybe never played Hammer before, maybe this is the first time that you're playing Monster Hunter, just be aware of the fact that the Big Bang combo is something that I can't show you in a practice environment like this, because you actually need to connect the hit. But basically picture it like this. Once you connect this hit, it is going to unlock like 5 or 6 more hits just like it. So you basically get to repeatedly pummel a monster's head into the dirt, and then it finishes with a slightly more flashy finisher than that. But yeah, that's the Big Bang combo. You'll probably see it throughout some of the gameplay that I'm going to sprinkle in the middle of this video, okay? But besides that, obviously you have your charged attacks. So your charged attack, once again, has 3 tiers. That was tier 1. This is tier 2, it's still the uppercut. And then in tier 3, you guys pretty much know what's going to happen. If you stand still before you do it, you get a smash to the face. If you do not stand still before you do it, you get the spinning attack that we all know and pretty much very few people actually use, unless, at least from my understanding, unless you're trying to apply some kind of a status ailment or something. And now you guys are wondering, well, what about the charge thing that you used to have in World, where you basically would hold the charge button and press circle, or in this case, A. Well, this time around, it actually does something a little bit different. Now, if you look to the top left-hand side, you'll notice that currently we have a blue hammer next to our sharpness gauge. If I go ahead and I do the sharpening move again, you'll notice that hammer is now yellow. So this basically, it's almost like 2 different styles of hammer. And the one thing that changes is your level 3 charge. At least from all of my testing, that is the one thing that I can identify definitely changes. So when it's yellow, it's pretty much the moves that you are used to in Monster Hunter World. However, when it goes into blue, it is going to swap, and it is going to give you a couple of different moves. Like this one for your static finisher, which I believe this was one of the moves that we had back in GU. Actually, this is the move that would be the static finisher if your hammer was charged in World and Iceborne as well. So that is how you get access to it. And then there's another one, which is if you are in motion, then you get this one, which is very good because it gives you a little bit of forward momentum. So that in case the monster is moving a little bit too much, you get a little bit of forward momentum and boom, you get to smash in on that face. Now, the only follow-up to these moves is to go back into charged hammer. If you do not go back into another charge, you have to dodge out of the way. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in a recovery animation. And X or A don't appear to do absolutely anything as a follow-up attack. Okay, this is for both the static versions of it as well as the movement one that I was showing you. So it combos naturally into another charged attack, or It just, you know, you dodge out of it so that you're not stuck in the recovery animation. So now you guys are wondering, so what's the point between swapping back and forth between these? And it's like, it gives you access to different moves. And this time around, the spinning attack actually has a couple of more interesting things to it. And that is, after you do the spinning attack, if you finish with the golf swing, you can press A to do a follow-up. Now, you can't really see the follow-up here because, you know, you actually have to connect the hit. But basically, if you connect that hit, what is going to happen is it's going to follow it up with essentially this attack, which is pretty damn good if you ask me, because you get a lot of hits with the spinning attack, which is going to be particularly good if you have status ailments or something like that. You get yourself a golf swing, and then at the end, you still get a pretty decent finisher. Now, I don't know which one of these is more efficient, if it's going to be the full spinning attack with the golf swing, with the additional finisher that you get to do, or the Big Bang. I'm going to leave that to people that want to actually math out the maximum amount of DPS and whatnot. I just wanted to show you the attacks that are available to you with the hammer, which is, you know, again, quite different from what we used to have back in World. But that's not all. Naturally, when you get to the spinning attack, you still have 3 exits that you can do. So you have the first one, which basically just stops there, and you can go into your X combo. So you just do, wait, you have the first exit of the rotating attack, which you just stop there, and then into the combo it goes, if that's what you want to do. You have the second exit of the combo, which is after you spin once. And that actually gets you into Big Bang territory if you want to do that. So you can go all the way into the triple charge, spin around once, and then go into Big Bang, which again, I don't have that much muscle memory for hammers, so forgive me for demonstration not being absolutely perfect, but there you go. That goes into Big Bang territory if that's what you want to do. Or you can, once again, finish it at the very end with the golf swing, which will also combo into that other move, which basically all of these finishers end in A. So you do the combo with X, and then into A you go, and that will give you the additional finisher that I told you guys about. And that's why I say that the hammer is all about judging your openings. How long of an opening do I have? Can I do like the full spinning attack and the golf swing and the follow-up? No? Then maybe I want to go for something shorter. Maybe I want to swap into whatever the blue stance is supposed to be called, so that I have, you know, a couple of faster, harder hitting hits. So it's all about judging that and then deciding which attack you are going to do. Now, bear in mind, I'm not super proficient with the hammer, so if I miss anything, please point it out in the comments. We're going to do much more detailed guides once the actual final game comes out, and we have access to the entirety of the moveset of the weapon. But as of now, these are your basic combos. So now, let's talk about your silk bind attacks for the hammer. So the first one is going to be the spinning bludgeon. And it pretty much does what the name implies. It's the spinning bludgeon move that we had in Monster Hunter World. And now you guys are wondering, okay, but in World we were able to do it from sliding. And interestingly enough, in this demo, the hammer is the only weapon that retains its sliding attack. So you charge it up, and off goes the spinning bludgeon. No other weapon can do a spinning attack from my experience, so I don't know why that is. Maybe Capcom showing a little bit of bias there. For those of you that are not aware, this is the main weapon of one of the game's directors, Ryozo Tsujimoto. So yeah, I don't know. Ryozo's like, what do you mean you're removing all of the sliding attacks? No. My hammer retains its sliding attack. And everybody just goes, okay. But anyway, yeah, you can do the spinning bludgeon from that or from the silk bind attack. Now, an important thing here is also that you can charge the silk bind attack by performing it in the middle of a charged, basically charging your hammer. So if you charge it like this, all the way into 3, this will deal more damage than if you didn't charge it at all and just do the spinning bludgeon, okay? So bear that in mind. If you want to get maximum damage on hammer, you want to charge your attacks ahead of time. And you'll also notice if you charge them, you can actually hold the Silkbind move for as long as you want. You can just hold it there for a while until the opening is perfect, and then you release. Now, this doesn't actually change you just sitting there doing nothing. Doesn't actually change the damage. What changes the damage is how charged up it is. And I don't believe you can hold it. Yeah, you can't hold it unless you charge the hammer. Well, actually, you might be able to press the charger button midway. I'm curious. I'm just doing some experimentation now live on the video as well. Yeah, you can actually hold it, and that will enable you to charge it. You can see it. You can charge it all the way up until it glows white. Then you can release, and boom. Off goes your fully charged Silkbind attack. So all you got to do is if you are trying to charge midway into it, you just hold the right trigger and that will charge the attack further. The other attack is the Impact Crater, and that is a beast of an attack. Look at this bad boy. Boom. And it feels great because that thing actually hits twice. That final hit can hit twice. I don't know if you have to charge it to hit twice, because every single time I've done this attack, I've charged it all the way, because very much like the spinning bludgeon, this is an attack that you will want to charge in order to perform. So I would imagine that very much like the Silkbind bludgeon, you can... Oh, actually you can't. You can't hold the charge button for this one. So you have to do the charge before you do the Silkbind move. So in order to do maximum damage with this move, you'll want to charge it all the way up to 3 before you activate the move. So you hold your right trigger all the way, and then once it's fully charged, you go left trigger A. That'll give you a fully charged Impact Crater, which feels hella good. You guys have to try this out. Like, you put this on a monster, like I think on the Rathian I've done upwards of 400 damage with this thing. And it is beautiful. Not 400 damage in one hit, but there's 2 hits, like I said. There's the one where you land, and then there's the one where the Impact Crater actually comes up off the ground, and that deals additional damage. And that is so, so good. Now, before we wrap up this video, I would like to bring to your attention another combo that I really enjoyed back in Monster Hunter World, because it works a little bit differently here in Monster Hunter Rise. Now, you guys will remember, no doubt, all of you hammer mains out there, a combo that goes from a level 1 charge into your basic attack combo and then ends in a golf swing, because, you know, usually you're running around the whole time trying to charge your hammer to get a shot in. And whenever you see that you don't get like a good opening for a shot, you might just go back to this combo because it's an easy cancel and it just gives you access to a pretty sweet fast combo that also deals a significant amount of stunning damage on the monster. I know that I definitely did this combo a bunch of times back in Monster Hunter World, and you'll notice that the move after the first charge in Rise doesn't really seem to have the same amount of oomph behind it, right? It looks a lot weaker than it was in World. The reasoning behind that is because of the, let's call it, hammer stance that you're in right now. So as you see, we are in the default stance, which is like the yellow one. You can see that in the upper left-hand side, like I mentioned previously. If you go into the blue stance, you'll notice that that combo changes significantly. And that particular move right there is going to deal a little bit more damage than the other one, and it still combos into the rest of the move as well. So if you're trying to get this combo off, I feel like you're going to be better off being in blue stance. Now, at this point in time, I don't know exactly if this changes anything else in regards to the hammer, like the 2 different stances that we've been talking about, because if we go into the Hunter's notes, it actually doesn't give us any detail about it. It just says a while charging charge switch, which is what we're doing to switch between blue and yellow. And then it says changes charge attack action. Activate it again to reset it. Doing so will also set your charge level to max. Now that is not 100% correct, because if you go from, let's call it, blue stance into yellow stance, then yes, it maxes out your charge. So as you can see right there, this is our fully charged level 3 spinning attack, right? However, if you go from yellow to blue, it just gives you the level 1. So I don't know what's the reasoning behind that, but you can definitely see that it is much easier for you to just go to level 3 into the basic one, whereas from the other one, you will always have to charge it up to get full benefits of it. I would almost wager that potentially the blue one either deals more damage or deals more stun damage or something along those lines, but I haven't really tested it thoroughly enough. And, you know, because of the fact that monsters have different hit zones and whatnot, I don't really have like a proper environment where I can really like math all this stuff out. Not to mention it's really not my kind of content to begin with. But, you know, with this, you guys have a pretty good idea of what to expect from the hammer. It is still a pretty solid weapon. As a matter of fact, pretty much all of the weapons that we played so far, we did gun, lance, sword, and shield, hunting horn, and now hammer. They've all been really, really solid weapons that are a ton of fun with some interesting new mechanics to them. So far, no real losers, and pretty soon I'm probably going to be posting another community post on my YouTube community section to give you guys another poll where you guys can pick which weapon I will do next. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys usually enjoy the content, make sure to hit that subscription button and the bell notification icon so that you get all of the new Monster Hunter Rise content right in your feed. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy this video, hit the dislike button because feedback is important. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.
覚悟はいいですか